Welcome to Ask the First Selectman. Our guest, obviously, John Zagrodzky, our First Selectman. And we have another question about Great Island. This one comes from a John Merritt. And he says, last year, the plan to widen the entrance at Great Island was stopped because of a lawsuit filed against the town for removal of trees. Has there been any progress in resolving the matter? And how will it impact for the visions on parking on Great Island? Is it possible that parking might still be provided by sometime this summer?
Thanks for that question. So to review the situation and how we got here and where we are. So this started when we announced plans to widen what's called 23A. And what this is the driveway that runs from Rings End Bridge and Pear Tree Point Road, that intersection, runs up that narrow driveway to the traffic circle that's right at the entrance to Great Island. So the reason we're having to widen that is because of the word I used before, driveway. Previously, this property was a private property, and those were private residences there. And so having just a single driveway was okay because really the public was not allowed. When the town of Darien purchased Great Island, the use changed from residential to municipal, which meant that there were a lot of other requirements now in terms of access that we had to take into account. So what we did was say, okay, if we're going to have cars or any substantive number of people on the island with cars, we're going to need to widen that road so that it can both accommodate two-way traffic and so that there can be a sidewalk. Because if you think about it, if there are cars coming up and down that road, you still have to have a place for pedestrians to gain access to the island. So that was the purpose of going through that process to get that road widened. As part of that road widening plan, though, there's a row of Norwegian spruces that need to be taken down to accommodate that. And when we posted those trees for removal so that we could follow through and widen this road, some residents protested, two in particular. When they did, they filed their protest with the town tree warden. The tree warden reviewed the circumstances and he ruled in favor of the town's request to take the trees down. Those two individuals then appealed the tree warden's decision, and they appealed that to Stamford Superior Court, which is their right. So after a fair bit of process, this all took place last fall. We did finally get to a court date with the Superior Court, and that was Monday, March 4th. And so at that court hearing, both cases were heard by the judge, and both individuals were able to present their cases. There's nothing further on that. The judge now has all the information required to make a decision, and the judge technically has 120 days from March 4th to render a decision, but we expect something to come sooner than that. In the meantime, we just need to wait and wait until the judge renders a decision on this until we can figure out kind of what's next. In the meantime, we really can't take action on that roadway, that 23A roadway, until these court cases clear, which we hope will be in the near future. And as a result, all of the planning that we're trying to do for parking right now really will be on hold until then. So more to come on that. As soon as we have information from the judge about his decision, we will report that as soon as possible. But in the meantime, we are in a holding pattern.
If you have a question for our First Selectman, John Zagrodzky, just send it along to us and we'll be glad to answer it on your behalf. Just email us at dariantv79@gmail.com.